Hey folks, this is BestInSlot with a condensed look at the recent Frontier livestream. I've took this hour-long livestream they just finished and turned it into a 10-minute or so video, which I'm going to talk to you about over the top. They were showcasing predominantly Update 6, but with a cool little glimpse as well at the Feathered Species Pack. Both of those, of course, are coming out next Thursday on the 30th of March. However, not only do we see some of the features we know about, we get to see them up close and in action, but there are two new features, one of which I'm immensely excited about, that they've added to the game without spoiling at all in the patch notes. So let's get started. First of all, we're just getting a nice little view here from inside the new Viewing Dome remote attraction. I'm not really going to let you hear most of the talking. If you want to go check out the live stream, you know, the full thing is there. I'm going to give you all the information, I promise. And then, of course, we got a good look at the new log attraction as well. So as we said, it isn't that long, kind of jutting out at the sides, and we've got these big stone pillars supporting it, and then you've got those viewpoints in the middle. This will connect to the exterior of your enclosures via a little placeable building. We'll see more of that a little bit later on, but it's cool to see it in action. It looks fantastic. I think get some well-placed trees, well-placed rocks, and you'll be able to blend that into your exhibit really, really nicely, actually. I think it's going to end up looking really cool. And if you want to see a good look at that, that's about the best look we get in the whole thing. So what you're about to see here, you know what, I'll talk over it, is this is the new cinematic capture mode, and it does work kind of how they described, and it kind of just picks random angles from all over your park and showcases them. So it might show you the monorail, or it might show you a specific dinosaur, it might follow along with the Jeep for a little bit. You know, it can just pick a wide number of things to choose from and just sort of play out the animations, play out the visuals. It's a really nice idea to, you know, you've finished your park, you've done your whole thing, nearly running over that lovely lady there. You can let this play and kind of have like a really interesting tour of your park. It's going to make for really cool like screensavers. You know, it works here with a zip line. And another fantastic view there of the log, as you can see. Really good view of the entire visual and design. So it's a really interesting little idea, and it's surprisingly customizable. So this is going to be part of capture mode, and any second now, yeah, you'll see this on the left-hand side. So you can choose how long the timer lasts, how the camera moves, and also the scene selection. So do you want it to only track dinosaurs or not track dinosaurs at all? Do you want it to show you viewing galleries, or the tours, or the park teams? And you can custom, as you just saw there, hotels, ranger posts, zip lines. You've got control for all these different things to create a really truly customizable cinematic camera mode. I love the idea of building a really nice park, turning this on and just kind of leaving it up all day. It's like a long live stream kind of thing. We might dabble with that idea. We've also got feeders there, which we don't get to see, unfortunately. It sounds really cool. Panoramic view, which I assume takes in like your entire park, and a path view, which will literally just follow over one of your paths. So a huge variety of different things you can do with that cinematic capture mode. This is our first in-game look at the two new zip lines. So the first one up is the DFW zip line. It's worth noting, I believe the DFW zip line will also be the one that applies to the Biosyn era. And if you're on PC or you're on the modern consoles, you can mix and match them together, as you're seeing right here. That, of course, is the Jurassic Park one. But now, even if you're playing on the older consoles, you can play with a zipline in your Jurassic Park game, where in the past you wouldn't be able to do that. So you've been, you know, you get a whole new free attraction that you didn't have before, essentially. And the JP one looks really good. There you go, nice close-up view there. Every time you see like a soft transition like that, it's where I've edited the video a little bit just to get you all the info. It looks really nice. Got that retro kind of aesthetic, that hard-panelled wood there. What are we doing now? I don't know. It's always hard to tell until something happens. Right, so this is kind of a look at how these remote viewing galleries are going to work. So as you saw there, it's got the tunnel system, just like was established in the Biosyn expansion. So you plunk it down, the tunnel stretches out, and then you place a building on the other side. And we're going to see those buildings in just a second as well, and the entire menu, actually, as it happens. But you can see the you can see it there, actually, just at the bottom left or sort of middle bottom of your screen there. Can you see my mouse, hopefully? That is obviously the Jurassic World version of the building. That is the entrance building, and the entrance building is the same for either the viewing dome or for the log. So I assume they'll keep using that in the future, hopefully, as well, if they add more of these. So you put down your dome, you drag your tunnel away. It goes pretty far. It's not unlimited, but it's pretty far. And then you place down your little entrance building, and that's got a Jurassic World theme, that's got a Jurassic Park theme, and it's got a DFW theme. So again, you'll use whichever ones for your current era. There's the DFW one, or indeed you'll use all of them if you're playing on mixed eras. So, yeah, pretty cool little system. And there's the Jurassic Park one, by far my favourite of the bunch, must be said. It looks really good. And a little bonus as well, you can see these little banners on the side, these green banners. It's kind of showing the inside of a viewing dome, or the outside of a viewing dome with a Rex nearby. It'll zoom in just a second if I remember my editing correctly. There you go. That banner will actually change. So this links up to a viewing dome. You can see a viewing dome. If it links up to a log instead, you'll be able to see the log on the banner, which I think is a really nice little thing. This is a really cool... They could add a couple more of these in the future. I don't know what they would look like, but it's definitely a system that allows for expansion down the line. It's a really cool idea, and I love that they've done this. But, yeah, that looks pretty great. Actually, I'd like to see this connect to the current Biosyn towers as well. Anywho, a little bit more log action there. Sometimes it takes me a second to remember why I've showcased things. I think we're about to see the placement of the buildings. So a little bit of the interior of the log, actually. So you've got two views, one from each side, basically, and kind of shifting the sides. And you can see all the people in there and what the sides look like, the doorways in there. Very similar to Jurassic World, the film itself. And yeah, they're pretty great. They look pretty good. And also, it mentions that small dinosaurs will actually be able to walk underneath your log viewing gallery, which I think is a really nice little addition as well. Just little things like that. Little things like that really do make the game just a little bit cooler. You know, it's a minor detail, but it's an exciting one at that. Move on any second now. They did really good. It was a nice stream. It was fun. There's a view of the attraction menu, so you can see now you've got the domes and you've got the logs. If you're playing on mixed eras, they'll be visible in the Jurassic World menu. But you'll have access to them, of course, with every era in terms of the buildings. You can see them all there. In the bottom left, remote viewing galleries have this new menu type. The Biosyn Tower isn't part of it, but you can see the log, you can see the free entrance buildings, you can see the tower, and you can see the viewing dome. So those are the 6 different things you have access to. Tower is a tunnel. And also you can place more fences. As you can see, that's the DFW remote viewing gallery. That doesn't have to be on a fence. You could place that away from the fence if you wanted. But if you wanted to make it a little bit neater, you can plonk onto your fence just like that as well. So you've got multiple options there, which is always a good thing. Now, next thing, square maps. This is one of the new square maps. There's going to be 9 of them in total, I believe. They keep saying 6 and 9. I'm not 100% sure. We'll talk about that. I believe there's 9 in total. This thing is ginormous. It really is impressively huge. I mean, this is not, it's not a massive park, but it's a decent size, and it's taking up, I would say, 1/8 of the map. Something like that. Possibly even less, actually. And that's, you can see how far these square maps go into the distance. So this is obviously Isla Nublar 1993. This is your tropical version. There is a square map for every biome, but 2 for the temperate. So you've got your standard temperate one, and then you've also got your autumnal temperate one. You know, the Pennsylvania airport, so you'll have a square map there as well. Let's just pause there just for a second while I carry on explaining. So you'll have the Pennsylvania map, a big square one with all your red trees, and you'll have a normal temperate one as well. So you've got 6 different biome maps. And then they mentioned square maps for things like the Southwest USA, you know, your big canyon one. However, from the way it's worded, I don't think it's a square map. I think what you've got is your 6 new square maps, and you've got 3 maps, Southwest USA, San Diego, and the mountainous Yellowstone-y kind of one, I think are the 3. And I think what it is, instead of a square, it retains the map shape. So if you imagine the canyon map from Southwest USA, it retains the map shape, but it gets rid of all the, you know, the cliffs in the middle, so it kind of opens up the space entirely. I don't think it was super clear in the stream what they meant, but that's how I interpret it. You've got 6 big square maps just like this, and then they've taken also 3 of the existing maps and removed all the landscaping in the middle. I'm not 100% sure on that, but there's at least 6 huge square maps just like this, and that is, of course, super exciting. All that building space. Tons of building space. They've got to be the biggest maps in the game in terms of playable area. A little look here at the sandbox stuff. We've kind of talked about all this before, so there's not much to say here. Just thought I'd show you the options. You know, unlimited feeder reserves is new. I can't believe we didn't have that before. Feeders will no longer need to refill. Rangers will no longer need to refill your feeders. Feeders don't refill rangers. That would be silly. And there's a couple of little things as well, which we'll see in just a second. On the park setting, on the park setting, which is income tax. If you want your sandbox challenge to be more like a challenge mode, a custom challenge mode, ramp up your income tax to whatever number you're looking for. And then another new option. So this is new consoles and PC only, but all the decoration foliage, all the individually placeable trees, well, not just the trees, the planters and all that kind of jazz, we're about to see it here on the left, all of those are now available in sandbox mode. So that's tropical on a tropical map, but you can see just there at the bottom it says Alpine, and any second now Jens is going to scroll down a little bit. There you go, you've got Alpine, tropical, desert, taiga, temperate, and autumnal temperate, the 6 different biomes in the game. All of those planters, all of those trees, all usable on a single map. So you will be able to build biome-specific areas and custom areas. It's really, really good. Loads of new decoration options kind of just thrown into the game. Really great stuff. Obviously, this doesn't count for the terrain itself, and this doesn't count for the tree brush. It is just for the placeable trees, but it's still pretty great. It looks really good, doesn't it? Yeah, that's fantastic. Small thing here, emergency shelters, restrooms and amenities now automatically build, and that is not when you've got the auto building option turned on. That's like a blanket thing applying to the game now. Those buildings will build automatically, despite your auto building setting. This is just a brief little mention of, we don't really see it in action, unfortunately. We did hear about this, though, that smaller dinosaurs, and Chunkingosaurus is one of the examples that gets name dropped here. Is it Chunking? I think it's Chunkingosaurus. Anyways, your small ankylosaurids and stuff like that, not your tiny dinosaurs. We're not talking about your Moros or your Oviraptor here. We're talking about your small dinosaurs, like your, as I say, your Chunkingosaurus. They'll raise their heads above the water when they walk through the deeper water. I'm really excited about that. I think that's really cute sounding. I can't wait to see it in game. We haven't seen it yet. The reason I'm going to pause this and talk about this briefly, what they were talking about here was Yutyrannus, and all I wanted to say was Yutyrannus has been confirmed as a medium carnivore. That's what it was called, and it has a smallish pack number. I think it's probably 4 is the social number based on what I've seen so far. So sorry that you can't hear them talk, but again, just go check the stream. I'm giving you the info anyway. And here we have some Yutyrannus gameplay. We're going to see a couple of different things here. We've got a little sleeping animation there. This is, of course, the unpatterned variant. You can see it doesn't have those stripes going along the back, across the body. But, oh God, she's an absolute beaut. Again, yeah, maybe my favourite dinosaur in the game. Though its tail feathers look amazing. The coloration is beautiful. The feathering it's quite subtle from a distance, except the tail. Look at the white and black one as well. Really, it looks like a snowy owl or something like that. It's gorgeous. I'm so excited to play with this thing. Now, what you might have seen just then, I'm going to replay it again for you. If you just focus on these in the middle, this is all we're going to get as a glimpse of it, but this is the social animation for the Yutyrannus. We've got a nice little early glimpse of that here. So, similar to ones we've seen before, the one on the left is eating or sniffing around the ground a little bit, the one on the right kind of creeps up to the side of it, the one on the left notices it and snaps at it, and then they go about their day. But yeah, just really cool to see them in action. It is an absolute beaut. Genuinely might be my favourite dinosaur. We need to see the animations, of course. We've seen the social, we need to see the ambient behaviours, although I think we have spotted that as well. You need to see the human kill, always important, how it kills small dinosaurs, stuff like that. But, I mean, that tail, the fan tail in particular, just, and that little bit of a mane it's got going on, that is a beautiful dinosaur. It really is. I wish Jens had hopped out of the bloody viewing gallery and just clicked on the thing, but I'm sure that was on purpose to not show absolutely all of it off quite yet. And here we go. So we've got 2 little bonus features that were unmentioned, as far as I could see, in any of the information we had so far. The first one is this, a new random rock option. So you can see each of the rock sections now. Tiger, temperate there, has a new 6th button, and if you click that, it just picks a random rock size from the 5 available. And if you've got randomized rotation on it, it's going to randomize every aspect of your rock placement. It's a nice little thing. It'll make decorating exhibits a little bit quicker, and take some of that human element out of it, which is actually a good thing, because that can make things feel a little bit too controlled and not naturalistic. So yeah, really nice little random feature. I'd never thought to ask for it, but it's a nice one. And now, the final thing I believe we'll be talking about. Yeah, probably. The return of my beloved. I even said in the video about the update that they haven't included this because it wasn't mentioned anywhere. And I was like, they've added cinematic camera. That's great, but it's not what I wanted. Because what I wanted was a slow motion camera. And ladies and gentlemen, as you can see in the bottom right, you just look next to the play icon there to the left. There's a play icon next to a pause button on the same button. That is the new, well, the returning, I suppose, slow motion camera. It's finally, this is like P for Path all over again for me. It really is. I've been wanting this since the game came out. In terms of giving you folks at home really good videos to showcase the dinosaurs, I usually have to slow them down in post and that creates like weird effects. But now we can slow it down right here in the game. Look at it. Look how majestic that Pteranodon looks with those slowly flapping wings. It's fantastic. I cannot wait to use it again. And you can use it, as you can see, not just in capture mode, but in general in your park. You can just play the game normally with slow motion mode activated. You know, if there's a calamity going on, if your park's in a bit of trouble, stick slow motion mode on. You got a little bit more time to mess around with things. It's super exciting for me. Super exciting. And that is everything we saw during the stream. I managed to cut it down by 75%, which is less than I wanted, but it'll have to do. So let me know what aspect you're most excited about. You know, we saw some brand new stuff there. Slow motion mode. It honestly feels like, I know this isn't the case, but it really feels like this pack was made for me in so many ways. Between this and Planet Zoo giving me sloths as well. You know, we've got Yutyrannus, we've got slow motion mode, we've got the logs and the remote viewing galleries and these new attractions that I've been clamoring for ages. They've genuinely taken 3 or 4 of the things from the very top of my list and added it to the game. It's really exciting for me personally. Now when I inevitably do a post-update, what does the game still need video? I'm going to be scrambling a little bit. I've got some ideas, but it's going to be a bit more of a scramble. Yeah, Frontier have knocked it out of the park. I think this is the best update the game has ever had. This is the most hype I've been for Jurassic World Evolution 2 since the game came out, and has the potential to be a really good shot in the arm for the game. I really hope people support the DLC and support the update because, I mean, it's fantastic stuff. So let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Throw me a like if you enjoyed the video, and I will see you lovely folks very soon. Of course, I'll bring you any pertinent information as we get it. And remember to come stick around next week as we'll be bringing you all the information on the Feathered Species Pack. I'll give you some dinosaur highlights. I'll show you all the animations and skins when I get hold of the DLC as per usual. Thanks for joining me. Cheers, much as always. Bye-bye.